Welcome to Unboxing What Matters, a podcast brought to you by Daraz. In each episode, we will unpack the opinions, topics, and big ideas that are inspiring and changing our world today. I am your host, Mimi Nicklin. Welcome to the show.
And Rakhil, do you think Sri Lanka is becoming more globally open? I mean, Mal was just touching there on sort of the impact of seeing things and, trends abroad and that type of thing. Do you feel, as a leader in this market, that Sri Lanka is changing and particularly fast in the last few years? Or is it still feeling like it did when you grew up? I mean, not literally, but how much has that changed? How speedy is that change?
I think it's changing in a global setting, or let's say the globalization of sort of expectations of people. I think that's changing. I think there's a lot of cultural things in the country that are probably becoming more internal versus global. The nationalization of mentalities and things like that. So, are people friendly to foreign companies in Sri Lanka the way they were before? For example, some of those things shift, correct, depending on sort of the situation in the country at any one time. But I think the consumer's expectations are definitely becoming, let's say, more to a global standard and global expectation, correct? So in that sense, who offers that service or who offers the product, people's tastes differ, I think, with times. But I think the expectation of that service or that product is very much becoming more and more demanding.
And from a brand appetite point of view, so global brands like a Heineken or in any category, you think that's changing? Or people quite happy with their local brands that they know well?
I think Sri Lanka is one of those countries where, for a very long time, it always had a very strong and quite mature local brand.
Yeah.
I think Sri Lanka was, for example, in the 90s and 80s, were very sort of well established, for example, in the food production.
Yeah.
Like if you look at markets like South India and stuff, they used to look at Sri Lanka as, examples of what local markets like Keels used to carry for like sausages, high standard, high quality food production. So I think local brands there have done a good job of creating very global standard products. But now I think simply with exposure, social media, just also trend-driven consumer behavior and consumption behavior, you also want more, different things, new things that are trendy, what influencers are using around the world. So I think with that, there is that sort of want of more international consumer products and brands, and what's hot, what's trendy, and stuff like that.
And people follow it. If I look at indeed, do they follow social media? For sure. Are people on TikTok? Yes. So they see what's happening out there, and look at what COVID did in Sri Lanka. Before there was almost no online sales of retail products, and look at you where you are now. But also the supermarket sales from nothing to now quite substantial, and still opportunities for growth.
Everything now, I think they'll soon start allowing alcohol online ordering and stuff like that. So you're seeing those shifts happening.
Yeah, and if you then take it to China, where everything is done online, no one visits the supermarket anymore, and then it gets delivered either to your work. Everything is online. So I think Sri Lanka still has a long way to go, but there is a portion of the population that is very much open. I think the economic crisis is giving opportunities, but also providing challenges. That's why it might take a little bit longer. But I think the adventurous entrepreneurs will always find a market for innovative thoughts, because people here don't have their eyes closed. Certainly not.
Thank you for joining us on today's episode of Unboxing What Matters. Subscribe and follow us on social media to stay on top of all that's to come in the season ahead.